Welcome back to the Graham Keeps videos around the world and around Australia. Last time we talked about airway management and airway assessment and veiling. Here we're going to talk about anaesthesia, RSI, capnography or skills. As you can see, we're set up at the moment with a patient that I'll go through and explain. But first of all, it's about the stages of anaesthesia that Goodell identified and the depths in 1920. So we go through stage 1, analgesia, stage 2, excitement, stage 3 with different planes of anaesthesia. Stage 4 is medullary paralysis, stage 5. That's the stage we were working at where RSI is implemented to get that tube in for the patients who had certain conditions, protect the airway, greater than 30 minutes, traumatic brain injury, young asthma patients. These are things we're going to take in for RSI. So, we need the gear. So we need the plan. So we have to plan everything. We have to prepare the site. And as you can see, we have the cardiac monitor, protect the spine. We have all the airways. We have emergency airway cup. We have 2 laryngeal. We have the nasal prongs. We have a non-rebreather mask. We have a bag, suction unit. Pre-treatment medication to the right, fentanyl, midazolam, and succinylcholine and atropine per ambulance Victoria microprotocols that I'll go through and explain. So these are the things that we've got to protect: pre-oxygenate, pre-treatment, induction and paralysis with our drugs, placement and proof of the tube, then post-intubational care. So we look at all those things. So we look at suction units, close fighters. We have oxygen. We have a nasal oxygen on. Also with a capnography hooked up to our Tempus Pro that is monitoring at that time. So we can get oxygen to the patient. So we have our ET tube, bent at 30 degrees, like a hockey stick, that we check the cuff inflation. We also have LMA that's checked. We check the cuff inflation. So we then go for our blades in our laryngoscope. We have 2 laryngoscopes. In case of the batteries, we have 2 blades. Size 3 or 4. We don't have a Miller here. We only have a Macintosh. We have a surgical airway kit set up on the side. We have bougie, and we have LMA. We have an oral airway. We have a naso. And worst case scenario, we have a mask mouth if all goes to fail. So this is a lot of planning that we have to do to implement this. So, in that type of pre-oxygenation, we oxygenate the patient with 15 litres of oxygen that we've got hooked up here by our non-rebreather mask and our nasal cannula. They have them monitored. Our IVs are on our left, while our monitors are on our right. We have DP cuff hooked up, we have IV, we have capnography as I explained by nasal, and we have our drugs pre-treatment. We have designated team roles. And at the moment I'm by myself, and if you're by yourself perform an RSI, don't do it. It's not a good idea to do it. You need help to set up and to monitor the patient. We have our end tidal that we will hook up to our ET tube, to our portable capnography and SATS monitor. However, we evaluate the risks of are we in the back of the ambulance? Is it a hostile environment? Are we less than 10 minutes from hospital? Can the patient do that? These are things we have to weigh up before we implement. So, obviously, let's go. We pick a patient. This patient's named Mal. He's 34 years old, weighs about 90 kilos. Post-MVA, very traumatic brain injury, also with hypoxia. His GCS is less than 10, heart rate 112, BP 102 on 92. He sats at 93 with O2, so he really needs to get more protection of his airways. So he's also got nil allergies that occur. So we need to RSI pre-treatment, retransport because we're greater than 30 minutes from hospital. So when we set up, we have our fentanyl, so 100 micrograms IV. The onset's about 60 minutes. Duration is 30 to 60 minutes. So then from that, we keep ventilating and bagging the patient. Oh, when we have given the summary connection here, the patient will be decreased level of consciousness. So we'll insert an airway. It's too big for this dummy, but it's okay. So imagine we have an airway in, and we ventilate. We've got a good mask seal because we've looked in for our moans, both moans, and we've also assessed him for Lemon, Malapati score, 332 score. We've assessed for a cric if we need her, and we ventilate the patient right now. Still ventilating. All right, so we then would administer some midazolam, 0.1 milligram per kilogram. It weighs 90 kgs, so that's 9 milligrams. Got to get maximum dose is 10 milligrams. So duration, onset 60 to 90 minutes, duration 15 to 30 minutes. Now if he goes bradycardic, we've got some atropine there, 600 micrograms, but we've got to watch his blood pressure too and monitor him. So we talk to our teams, and while we're ventilating the patient, right? He still hasn't lost his cough, gag, and vomit yet. So then we draw up our succinylthonium, 1.5 milligram per kilogram IV. Patient's weight's 90, so we're going to give him 135 milligram. So we talk to our team, is everything going all right? We have everything set up for emergency airway, LMA. Do we have the phone number of a registrar or trauma surgeon or any type of hookup that we may need in case of problems? Now with SUCS, onsets is quick, but has a lot of contraindications. So beware of these contraindications, but you've got duration of 6 minutes. All right, so we've given the SUCS, all right, and administered nice and slow. So we bag the patient up. Through there. Laryngoscope, 5, light has been working. So we don't go down to mouth in the sniffing position, sweep the tongue across, just advance it down in the retina and lift up. Not against the teeth, lift to the corner of the room. Lift up. So as I said, I've prepared a smaller tube for this mannequin. So we'll insert this tube here, in there, and inflate the cup. Gently inflate the cup. Quickly we'll hook up capnography for the other machine and bag the patient. Right, we'll then listen to our stethoscope. Someone will be bagging the patients, that's why you need a team member for good placement, but also with capnography. Down in the epigastrum, either side of the lungs, and placement. We have good placement there. So then we tie it off. And we would go around the room and tie it off underneath it. I don't have one of those intubation things, I've only got some bandage. So, hold the tube, secure. Alright? So, while we're monitoring the patient, we're monitoring the capnography at 35 to 45 PCO2 in ventilator. We're also taking into account that we've then got to look at post-intubation care. This may involve some more midazolam and fentanyl. So if we get a problem where we can't get the tube down or anything, or the tube's failed and the tube is taken out, cuff deflated, and an oral airway is inserted, then we go back to bag, mask, ventilation. Failing that, we then look for a video laryngoscope if we have it, to insert and have a better look down while the patient's still in that time frame, 6 to 10 minutes. Failing that, we then use our bougie with our tube prepared by our partner to slide down inside the laryngoscope, and then the tube is fed off into the airway and sealed. Sometimes you put a kink on the edge of the bougie, and that hits along the inside of the carina there, or the on carpet. Failing that, we make a phone call. We also have a Crike phone kit prepared in case we have to do that. So, I'd like to thank you very much for joining me in this skills preparation. If you wonder how I remembered everything, I've got it all written on the board behind me. So, which is an advantage that you can write it on your glove or write it on a notepad about your plan and strategy and what you want to do with your skills preparation. Right, thanks again, and I'll be back around Australia videoing myself.